Ms. Mello?
I'd like to go back to the bus contracts. Thank you. How many bus contracts are we expire at the end of fiscal '23?
Still haven't gotten that. I can tell you that 44 expire at the end of the 23-24 school year, 74 at the 24 to 25 school year, 46 in the 25-26 school year, 77 in the 26-27 school year, and then 4 at the end of the 27-28 school year.
Okay. How was the number of 288 determined?
288 was determined based on the committee's recommendation as we went through and reviewed all of the proposals and the pricing and the structure that was to be utilized with the existing contracts that we still had. So that was the number that the committee was comfortable moving forward with in order to make sure that we met the operational needs.
Okay. How many contracts that are currently unfilled, or bus routes that are unfilled because we don't have adequate staffing through bus drivers,
So we
is this will this theoretically take up the slack for?
theoretically, yes. We have currently, we're running about 87 short. So this would, theoretically, this would bring us to whole when we start next year and allow us the opportunity to not only, as we do take out the slack, but when we've also put back in with the redistricting exemptions and stuff to give us capacity to handle the redistricting exemptions as well.
Okay. So once we theoretically pass this request for contract, does that give us adequate transportation to enact start schools later?
Theoretically, yes, as our expectation would be that every contractor/contract, whether it be the new ones that would be issued tonight that are the lump sum group, as well as the existing contractors that have single individual contract, our expectation is that every one of them is staffed and run and ready to go for the start of next school year.
Do we have the ability to, at what point do we terminate the contracts for the 87 unstaffed routes or unstaffed positions?
I think we evaluate that at the end of every school year as to whether or not, so last year we didn't award some because of the inability to staff them. So again, we would evaluate them at this point. We haven't terminated them because the hope is, and you know, I know that the contractors are working extremely hard to try to fill their existing contracts now. So they're all constantly trying to hire, and then we have the trainers available to train staff. So we're not, during the current school year, we're not trying to terminate any of the contracts in hopes that, you know, even if it's, you know, February, March, April, people can bring on, you know, a driver, we would have a contract for them to place under.
Okay. Are these two contracts up to 288 routes, or is it a set 288 routes?
It's for the 288 routes within the contract. There's the ability for us to work for plus or minus 10% based on our needs for them. So if we've had a need for less, then we can go down 10%. If we needed more, we could go up 10% under the same pricing structure. Anything outside of those terms would need to be renegotiated with the contractors.
Okay, and then my last question is, you've presented this contract as a lump sum, were the routes individually priced, or were they priced over like an average aggregate?
These prices were brought in as a region price, so they were not priced out by the contractor to us on an individual basis. They were done in the aggregate.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Chen?
So I move to approve 7B, bids and contracts.
Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Chen and a second by Dr. Liu to move approval of 7B bids and contracts. Dr. Chen?
Yes.
Ms. Delmont Small?
Yes.
Dr. Liu?
Yes.
Ms. Mallow?
Yes.
Ms. McCoy?
Abstain.
Ms. Mosley?
No.
Motion carries 4-1-1.
Next agenda item,